Good morning, TK. Welcome to your math lesson. First, we're going to begin with our objective. Remember, our objective tells us what we are going to learn. So let's go ahead and say our objective together. Ready? I can count up to 4 objects and match the number. So right here, you see your number line, and we're going to be counting up. So remember, when you count up on our number line, we are making the numbers go bigger. So what number do we need to start with on our number line when counting? We always start with the number 1. And then when we're counting up, remember we start from left to right. So what comes after the number 1? The number 2, right? Yeah, our number 2 is next. Remember, our numbers get bigger. After 2 is 3, then we have 4, and we have 5. So we're going to be focusing on our numbers 1 through 4 today, but I added 5 just so you know what number comes next. All right, TK, so now we're going to pull out our worksheets, and we're going to write our first name and our last name. This worksheet says the same objective that we just went over. We're counting up, and we are matching the correct number to the correct amount. We are going to use the top of our paper the same way we would use our number line. Your number line is going to help you find the correct number for these groups. So go ahead and trace numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is showing you what order they go in from left to right. All right, TK, so once you have written your name, you have traced out your numbers on your number line, we are now going to begin with our number 1. How many objects, how many trees do you see in the first group? I see 1 tree. So, which number belongs on my lines? The number 1. So I'm going to put my number 1 from top to bottom. All right, now moving down to our second row. In this group, how many kites do you see? Let's go ahead and circle them. 1, 2. I have 2 kites. Remember that on my number line, I am counting up. So if this was number 1, 1 more is 2. So now I'm going to write my number 2. Go ahead and go to your third group. How many birdies do you see in that group? Let's circle them and find out. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 birdies. So remember, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to write that number on my lines. All right, TK, for your last group, we are going to count and see how many caterpillars we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 caterpillars. So let's go ahead and write our number 4 in our lines. Now you've completed this sheet, go ahead and flip it over and go to the back of your sheet with your tree with all of your shapes. TK, for your assignment, you're going to use this worksheet to count all of your shapes. So for example, we're going to count all of our squares first, and we're going to see how many we have. I have a square right here. I have one up here. I have one at the top. And I see another one all the way in that corner. All right, TK, so how many squares did I find? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to write the number 4 in my shape. So I'm going to write that number 4 in my square. You're going to do the same thing for the rest of your shapes. Good luck, TK. I can't wait to see how many shapes you find.